What's up, guys? Viper FPV here, and today we have a brand new product that I just got in from Banggood. They sent this over to me. It's the Sun Fun 2207 2450 kV motors. This right here is the Sun Fun motor, and then right here is the old, not old, but they came out about a year ago or so, is the Samguk series 2207 motor that they also released. These are like a $10 motor, and this one's like a $12 motor. So for $2 more, you get a little bit of a prettier looking motor, I would say. That was one big drawback, is like you were stuck with either these blue ones, or they had like green, or whatever the color was, motors. And sometimes it didn't match what you were going for. Especially for $10, you may want to spend a couple dollars more and go with something that may match your build a little better, with some silver and some black. And I believe all of them are actually, the same color as well. So what we're going to do is kind of go over all the specs of this motor, and then also go over doing a flight, and then my thoughts exactly on what these Sun Fun motors are all about. So first things first, we'll flip them over, and they look pretty almost identical from the bottom. You notice they both are using the C-clips. I don't understand why they can't just use a screw on the bottom. It would make it so much easier than using these C-clamps, because a lot of people don't know how to remove them, and a lot of times you bend them removing them, and then you just have to... Good thing it does come with one extra C-clamp in the package when you purchase these motors, but still, it's just a pain in the butt, and I'd rather just use a bolt and be able to unscrew the bell, take the old bell off, put the new bell on, and be able to go right on my merry way with flying my quad. But that's one big drawback I'd say with these Sun Fun motors. It's still using the C-clamp. Regarding the bearing, I did do some inspection to it. I also did some things online to look up, and it looks like they're still using the same exact bearings on the Samguk Wii. And the only real difference between this motor and the Wii motors is that it does have a little bit of thicker windings on the stator itself. So it is using thicker windings, so it should make it a little more efficient, especially for like a freestyle pilot, or even if you're doing a racing. Since this is a 2450 kV motor, I'm not going to be racing it. You want something like a 2600 kV on 4S to be able to do that. And speaking of voltage, these motors now can go up to 5S, where the old Wii motors in the Samguk series was only able to go to 4S. So that's one big advantage of having the thicker windings on the stator. And like I said before, they are using the 8mm bearing in both of them, and I don't see any difference between the both bearings. I took both of them apart and looked at the bearing, and it looked exactly the same to me. So no big difference on the bearing wise. So if you had really horrible experience probably with the Samguk series line, you might have some bad experience with this motor as well. But I'm really kind of excited to try out and put it on my quad. This is the quad I had my Samguks on, and I'm going to go ahead and put these Sun Fun motors on it, and we'll go ahead and see how it does. So before we go ahead and do that, let me go ahead and give you guys a weight, and also let you know that the the wire, it's about 16 centimeters. So you have 16 centimeters of wire to play with. So it's actually pretty long enough. You don't have to worry about not having long enough wire. So this is a 5-inch quad right here, and there's plenty of wire to get to the 401 ESC I have on it. And if you're using separate ESCs, you probably would not have a problem at all with it anyway. But let me go ahead and give you guys a weight real quick here, and get my scale out. Let's see what we got. Coming at the 35 grams. Actually, let me make sure I have all the wire on there. Yeah, 36 grams with all the wires on there. So it's not the lightest motor, but it is a 2207 motor, so it is going to give you a lot of punch, a lot of higher end throttle than something with lower kV and something with like a smaller stator size. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to put this on my hacksaw frame I have over here, and then we're going to take it out for a spin and see how smooth they are, and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, guys, we're at the field, and got the Sun Fun motors on the hacksaw frame, And I didn't say this before, but this is the frame I've been using to test all of my motors on. So I also had the Samguks on it, so I should definitely know exactly what's different with these Sun Fun motors, if anything. So this is the field I'm going to be flying at today. So let's go ahead and rip some packs and go from there.
Alright, so I have the Sun Fun motors on the hacksaw frame, and I figured what I'll do is, while I'm flying, I'll kind of give you what my thoughts are on the Sun Fun motors, and also you can watch me fly around and see how they do perform. So first things first, I am actually really kind of surprised how smooth of the motor they actually are. Right off the bat, I did some flips and some rolls, and I really don't see really any really jerking or anything. The throttle curve felt really smooth. That's one big plus for the Sun Fun motors. The Wii motors, I'm not sure if it was because they're a higher kV or if they're just older. They just had a little more, I don't know, grit. They weren't as smooth, especially in the throttle range from about mid, say probably about a little below mid to about 75% throttle. They really did feel pretty good. Now, I can't say for the long-term durability of them. Like a lot of people had problems with the Wii motors and the Samguk motors. I actually didn't have really any problems at all with them, and I flew my Samguk motors quite a bit. I actually even crashed this quad a few times too, which I don't have video footage of because I lost it, and it took me about 15 minutes to find it, and then the GoPro shut off. So I don't have footage of me crashing, but I did crash it pretty hard, and nothing really happened at all to the motors. They still worked just fine. I took it right out for a spin right after that, and they felt as smooth as they did as my first flight. So what I'm probably going to go ahead and do in the coming month, maybe or a month or two, is probably make an update video and tell you guys how they held up. I'm going to probably bring this thing out every single time I go out flying, and I'm really going to put the abuse on these Sun Fun motors to get a really good idea of the durability and also how they do perform over time. But what I'm going to do is let you watch the rest of the flight, and if you have any questions, leave down in the comments, and I will be leaving some links down to these motors if you do feel like purchasing these yourself. Those will be affiliate links, and they do help support the channel. So I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys in another video. Peace.